Hello there, good afternoon, a very warm welcome once again to Football Special, and again this week a fascinating lineup for you as the promotion and relegation issues begin at last to sort themselves out. Our main match from the third division is Mansfield versus Grimsby, a match of really vital importance to both teams, and we'll back that up with crucial second division action as well at the game between Leicester and Charlton, plus of course the Football Special weekend roundup. We open at Field Mill and the game between Mansfield and Grimsby. Mansfield desperate for points in their bid to avoid relegation from the third division. Grimsby needing just 1 point to assure themselves of promotion to the second division. It was as simple as that. Commentator Martin Tyler.
On a vital day for Mansfield Town, rewards for two players whose consistency has shone through even in this disappointing season. Centre-half John McClelland is presented with the trophy as the supporters' choice as Player of the Year, a season in which he has been called up into the Northern Ireland squad. And goalkeeper Rod Arnold receives the Mecca Loyalty Award for passing the milestone of 300 league appearances for the club. And here come Mansfield Town for their last home league game of the season. Both McClelland and Arnold are key figures in this Mansfield side, which also sees Les McJanet, an 18-year-old Scot, making his league debut at right back. Kevin Bird plays even though he only recently had 18 stitches removed from a shin injury, and the leading scorer is Terry Austin with 23 goals. And Grimsby Town's arrival is greeted with great enthusiasm by their tremendous travelling support, all hoping to witness the moment when the club returns to the second division for the first time since 1964. George Kerr, once again, can only field the 12 fit players he has available. Grimsby are without both their leading scorers, Bob Cumming, who serves a one-match suspension, and Kevin Kilmore, who broke an ankle at Barnsley on Easter Saturday. But John Stone is back to start a game for the first time since February, when he was rushed to hospital with an illness that threatened his career. At the very finish of Grimsby's successful season, still doubts about the future of manager George Kerr, who confirmed before the game that he still has no contract and has not yet been offered one. For Mick Jones, it's been something of a harrowing first season as a league manager, and he's in for a busy close season rebuilding the Mansfield Town squad. Today's referee is Brian Hill, a late replacement for Derek Clark, the original choice. The change because Clark is from Accrington, near Blackburn, and with the Football League rightly conscious of the third division promotion race, they were at pains to select a referee from a less involved part of the country. Brian Hill is from Wellingborough. So Mansfield Town kick off on an afternoon when their task is quite clear. Nothing less than a win will do for them to keep alive their rather slender hopes of staying in the third division. In the plain shirts with the dark shorts, attacking the goal to our left in this first half. Kicked in by Terry Austin. Held in by Barry Foster and away by Clive Wigginton. Burrows. First touch in league football for Les McJanet. Sends the ball out for a throw. 18-year-old, born in Ayr, and really has been knocking on the door for a place in this side for some weeks. Grimsby's task quite simple. A point will be enough to see them into the second division. And of course, they're very ambitious in terms of winning the championship. Very disappointed that they weren't champions of the fourth division last season. Determined not to let the honours slip this time. Here's Waters. Ball in the end dipping into Grimsby supporters behind Rod Arnold's goal. Coming on the long ball forward, and Joe Waters, who is playing a wider role in this match, finding himself infield, giving a shot over the bar. Barry Foster to Kevin Bird. son of a famous father, Horace, who played for Sheffield Wednesday and England back in the 30s. Arthur Mann again in charge of the free kick. Forward is the only man forward for Grimsby and loses out to McJanet. After Taylor, Batch committing himself bravely. And the decisive move worked well for Grimsby at the feet of Steve Taylor. After Ford couldn't hold it up for Grimsby, McJanet knocked it forward, and Steve Taylor, who's not scored since November, was perhaps fancying an opportunity there until stopped by Batch. Wigginton, who really epitomises the battling spirit of Grimsby Town, and indeed plays with a handicap of his right leg being shorter than the left due to a car accident when he was 12. Here's Hamilton, the whistle already gone for Barrow's foul on Ford. Brolly trotting to collect the ball. He, of course, will remember that from this sort of position he scored the last time we saw Barnsley. We saw Grimsby at Barnsley, rather. Taking it away from Mitchell. And finding man. Pollard's waiting in the middle, and here's Brian Pollard. What a sweeping move that nearly had the most emphatic of conclusions. Started by Steve Taylor, who took the ball up, got it on to Mann, who saw Pollard unattended in the middle, found him perfectly, and the bounce on the ball, lifting the shot over the top. Here's Ford, back from Mann. David Moore doing the clearing. Here's Stone. Trinkle, good turn. Lost McJanet. Now Brolly. Stone making a run through the middle. Ford is there too, and it might come to Trinkle. Hesitated slightly. The referee giving the free kick for Drinkle's challenge. Forward by Mike Brolly. Ford glided it on, and it was a race between Drinkle and Arnold. Bird beating Stone. Came off Wigginton. Here's Taylor. Now Pollard, who is a free roll in this Mansfield attack and can strike the shot too. And brings the best out of Nigel Batch. Really is a good clean strike of the ball, Brian Pollard, and I think a shot was always foremost in his mind when he took the ball up there and working it onto the right foot that he favours, and Batch getting his body down behind it well. Drinkle felt that he was fouled. Here's Mann. Foster. Out by Crombie. Harry Foster again. Laid down by Taylor for Austin. The referee, Terry Austin, feels he should have had a penalty. Taking it from Taylor's layback. The ball had gone and the tackle was made, and I've seen penalties given for less. Drinkle. Stone going in. forward. Here's Waters. Back for Brolly. Comfortable enough for Arnold. Brolly shot, the build-up involving Waters, who has gone wandering from his berth on the right-hand side of midfield. Almost made a real opening for Brolly. Not a great deal of power in the end in the shot. Still carrying it forward for Grimsby. Brolly again providing the width on the left. Drinkle on the far post. Here's Waters. Trying to play it into Drinkle. Now Austin. Early ball looking for the run of Foster. Crombie timing his interception well. Always got a touch of elegance about his work, Dean Crombie. A real bumping and boring match going on between Burrows and Drinkle. Drinkle giving his version of it to the referee. Picking it up again and still finding a way through. Austin waiting in the middle and so too is Taylor, and denied by Dave Moore. It was Brian Pollard who was causing the problems. Picking a way through, and his cross aimed for Taylor, put behind by Moore. There goes McClellan. Here's Mann. Grimsby comes back on the defensive at the moment. Hamilton. Burrows. Now McJanet. That was one man too many. It was Mike Brolly for Grimsby. Mitchell to time the delivery of his pass, and in the end hitting it too strong. Stone's tackle. And the header from Burrows. So nearly embarrassment for Rod Arnold, who was committed on his way off his line. And Adrian Burrows getting a touch there. That could have been an own goal. Arnold desperate straits to keep it out. The main stand here at Field Mill might be recognisable to one or two racing followers. Used to be on the old Hurst Park racecourse, and when that was closed down it was shipped up here to Mansfield Town. Here's Kevin Moore. Waters was right in there for Grimsby. Now Pollard. Hamilton just having a look to see how much time he had. Taylor. In the end, having to hurry perhaps a little bit more than he wanted to get it away from Austin. Drinkle. Here's Stone. Just looking a little bit ragged at the moment. Here's Taylor. Will hold it up. Austin and Mann are in the middle. Pollard joining in as well. And Pollard's cross. Far too close to Nigel Batch. Now Drinkle. Grimsby have three men forward. Brolly is one. Ford will have to check. He was looking for help and there was no one really in sight. Bringing down half a man with a hastily judged tackle. long ball towards him from Tony Ford. And I think Arthur Mann's real problem is the hardness of the ground. He went crashing down onto the hip. Ford looked up and Stone was perhaps a little late arriving in support. And then the pass was under hit and it was Mann's ball until Stone diving in there. And Arthur Mann hit the ground with a shuddering bump. So Arthur Mann limps away. Some 7 minutes to go to half-time. Austin. Put out by Dave Moore. Crosby warming up for Grimsby Town, perhaps just a precautionary measure in case he's called upon. Only 2 minutes left of the first half. Stone beaten to it by Bird. Sweeping it forward, a long ball to Moore Taylor. David Moore is the defender. And the corner. Really marvellous ball forward from Kevin Bird. Seemed to set Taylor in behind Moore, but he couldn't quite bend his run. The angle was widening for him. Steered out by Crombie. Marted back in by Pollard again. Kevin Bird going in, and Burrows came to him so quickly. He was up at the corner, Adrian Burrows, still looking for his first league goal. And it was a sensible early ball played by Brian Pollard. And it ricocheted off Kevin Bird, in fact, to Burrows. Here's Ford. Now Brolly. Grimsby really haven't made any great chances in this first half. Again, the crossing, which has perhaps been the weakest phase of their attacking play, letting them down. Move into injury time. Here's Steve Taylor. Thwarted again by David Moore. Being summoned for the long throw. But he takes too long preparing himself for it. And the half-time whistle goes, with Mansfield the more impressive side in attack, with Brian Pollard figuring prominently for them, as they seek out what has to be a win for them today. Grimsby Town, as we've seen so often, riding the storm, creating not a great deal themselves going forward in the first half, and at half-time it's Mansfield Town 0, Grimsby Town 0. So Grimsby Town start the second half, in which they play from right to left, knowing that they've only got to extend this unbeaten run to 14 games to be sure of going back into the second division for the first time for 16 years. They really have had to work hard in the first half, with Mansfield showing the greater penetration going forward, but wasteful in front of goal. Grimsby, who've looked a little bit ill at ease with the formation they've had to play today due to the injury circumstances and the suspension of Bob Cumming. Here's Arthur Mann with a throw to Brian Pollard. Crombie doing the tidying up. Austin unable to keep it in play. Last season Mansfield avoided relegation to the 4th Division with an end of season rally. But they really have left it late this time. With a solid header. Running it out of play. Which was credit to young McJanet, who was closing his man down well. Here's Ford. Drinkle to his left, Waters coming to his right. And the tackle was crude from McClelland and earns the yellow card from referee Hill. Overrun the ball really, and it was an unnecessary foul. 4 men in the wall. Touch for Brolly, and we saw him score at Barnsley in that sort of fashion, this time just fading away from the angle between post and crossbar. Hit with great power. Here's Bob Mitchell. Janet. Waters overindulging on the ball, taken from him. Nicely laid off by Austin before he was flattened by Wigginton. The referee playing the advantage. And losing to Dave Moore. And again the referee plays good advantage. Ford. Dave Moore again. This time no advantage can be played, and Adrian Burrows for a similar sort of foul to McClelland also receives the caution. Dave Moore had done so well to hit the ball for Grimsby in the first place and had attacking ideas until Burrows left his leg there. Kevin Moore is in there, and so too coming in behind him was Dean Crombie. His view perhaps obscured as the ball dropped towards him. Kevin Moore, who has scored some important goals, made the initial move. It was Crombie coming in behind him who made the contact. Taylor doing the chasing. Wigginton always in control until the ball left his foot to the pass. Nigel Batch perhaps not appreciative of the lack of accuracy, which meant a rather unnecessary dive on this very hard surface. McClelland doing well in the air. Here's Waters. Drinkle. Kevin Moore up in support. And this time Grimsby have got numbers forward in an attack. Mitchell. Kevin Moore again. And Ford could control it. Mitchell perhaps. And in the end it was a chapter of errors. Mitchell had the final shot after it was his pass that had got Kevin Moore in behind the defenders. Moore slipping Hamilton, and as he tucked it back to the edge of the goal area, it bobbled behind Ford, and the bounce made it difficult for Mitchell. Stone, Mitchell again. Here's Foster. Austin in behind this time until Kevin Moore, who covered a lot of ground across on the cover, concedes the corner. Just the moment where the concentration was lacking a little in the centre of the Grimsby defence, and it seemed for a second that Terry Austin might be in the clear. McClelland beaten to it by Moore. Pollard. Here's Taylor. Man will have to turn. Grimsby just sitting back in a line and defending the edge of their penalty area. Bird. Free kick. Given on push by Bird. Mitchell. Here's Waters. Brolly going to the near post. Stone coming outside Waters. This is Stone. Outside of the stanchion. John Stone, who's looking still for his first goal for Grimsby Town. Won't come much closer than that. It's the stanchion on the outside of the goal that the shot hit. And Russell Allen, who was wearing a second shirt, in fact, pulling the actual 12 shirt off as he stripped down, and it's Arthur Mann, who's taken one or two heavy tumbles, who goes off. Allen, who has all the skills really, the son of Ronnie Allen, a former England and West Bromwich Albion player, but has an inconsistent streak in his play. Pushing on Bird by Stone. So Mansfield still looking a really vital goal for the club. And Kevin Bird trying to provide it. Just for a second it seemed to be arrowing inside that post from Foster's free kick. And Kevin Bird, who has scored in Mansfield's last two games, getting there first and directing the header so well. And another important save from Batch. Pulled in by Drinkle. So another chance for Mansfield. Another examination for the Grimsby defenders. Here's Bird. Trying to set up Pollard. Looking to try the shot and obviously couldn't see a way through. Bird goes in again. Batch, whose work really in this match has been exemplary for Grimsby. In goal, has been at the core of this Grimsby success. McClellan. Incessant comments coming from the Grimsby Town manager. Drinkle. For prettiness now. Crombie wants to let it run out and accomplishes that task. 90 minutes have been played. Remarkably, back in October, when Grimsby went to play at Gillingham, he told me that he felt that if they hadn't won that match, that he would have been sacked. Grimsby were then fifth from bottom of the table, and now this hard-earned point here at Field Mill ensures that Grimsby go into the second division. Just how much it means towards the championship, we'll have to wait for the other results to see. A final score here at Field Mill that sees the Grimsby supporters celebrate and the Mansfield Town supporters go away in disappointment. A goalless draw, Mansfield Town 0, Grimsby Town 0. So some 10 minutes after the final whistle, the Grimsby players come out again to take their bow in front of the marvellous supporters that they've had all season. John Fraser, the physiotherapist, emphasising that the backroom too have played their part. And it's a day for champagne. John Stone there with the bottle. One of only two signings brought in by George Kerr. Kevin Kilmore, who missed this game injured, was the other to add to the team that was built initially by John Newman. And we hope a little later on that those same players will be out on the pitch once more talking to Fred Dinage.
Well, here they are. This is the team. This is the squad that's won promotion to the second division. How does it feel, lads? I would say, for my money, the man of the match in this particular match was Nigel Batch. Would anyone disagree with that? Nigel, I thought you were magnificent.
Thank you very much.
One of your best games of the season, I'd say. Would you go along with that or not?
No, I've had better ones.
But that tremendous save in the second half, which could have been crucial, from Kevin Bird. Do you recall it?
Where he glanced the header.
That's right.
Well, you either hold them or you don't. So as it happens, I held it.
Yeah. And how does promotion feel?
Tremendous.
Again?
Great.
Yeah?
Brilliant. For all the lads as well.
Yeah. Joe Waters, the skipper, how do you feel?
Fantastic. Same as I felt last season. Another great achievement with the same bunch of players.
Yeah.
There's no knowing what this team
It is essentially a team, isn't it? I mean, it's a team in every sense of the word.
Oh yeah, it always has been. Even the season we just missed out, we were a little bit unlucky. Brought one or two players in that season, and George has brought one or two in this season. They've been enough to do the job.
And second division, here we come.
Oh yeah.
Can I just talk to John Stone, because John, let me pull you forward. It's looking very smart indeed. It's been quite a season from your point of view. You were terribly ill, there were fears about your future in the game, and now here you are, playing so well today. You've got promotion, and you did almost scored a goal, didn't you?
It was all right. It was a good 2 yards outside of the post.
When you were so poorly there, you must have been terribly worried about your future.
Well, worried's the word, yes. I was frightened to death. I thought I wasn't going to play again.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
So how does a day like this feel after that?
Smashing.
Yeah?
Elated I am. Really elated.
Yeah.
Exhausted as well, by the way.
Well played, John.
Thank you very much.
Mike, let's talk to Mike Brolly. I always talk to Mike Brolly every time.
TV star.
Come forward, Mike. How do you feel?
Well, I feel fantastic.
Yeah.
To get promotion 2 seasons in a row is really great.
Yeah. And a bevy tonight?
Well, after next week maybe.
I tell you what, next week's going to be quite a match, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Well, that's the championship.
Yeah.
If we win that, we'll go up as champions.
Right.
And that's better than getting promotion.
Absolutely. Let's leave the last word, because it always goes to the gaffer, George Kerr. Many congratulations, George. But you've been confident for so long about promotion, haven't you?
That's right. I think that I said we got promotion 2 weeks ago when we got the point at Reading, and that's turned out to be true. And I'm absolutely delighted for every one of the players, for the managerial team, and the supporters of Grimsby Town Football Club. They've had an absolute tremendous year, and really it knocks back, the people, the know-alls in the game, such as John Sadler, who are continually shutting their mouth off about, and I'm being perfectly serious, I'm sick and tired of hearing this man, who makes a living out of professional football, knock it. These fellas have worked harder over 46 matches for their money than John Sadler does in every 2 minutes he's on Yorkshire television. And it's about time somebody told him so.
Fair comment. I noticed the game was over, the lads were changing. You were off way down the end of the field, walking all by yourself. What were you thinking about at that particular moment?
Well, I think it's very easy. I'm absolutely delighted for them. But I've become very cynical about the game and people outside of the game. And I take myself away just to, away from the euphoria. Because I think a cool head in these situations, they're all great fellas these, their feet are firmly on the ground. They'll talk to anybody, they'll help anybody in the media, and this is why they've deserved to succeed. Tomorrow, there'll be no drinking tonight because they know they have a very important match tomorrow.
A
charity game. And they'll go out and they'll play that game a little bit better, I hope, than they've played this one.
George, one hates to introduce a note of controversy, but can I ask you, will this team do well in the second division, and will George Kerr still be the Grimsby manager next season?
Well, you know, I think that any team, this team has been built up over many years by, I would think, maybe 5 or 6 managers, and it has cost relatively nothing in terms of money. It's lost 35 matches in the last 3 seasons. In the last 2 seasons it's been promoted. The average age is about 23, and there's no way they've reached a peak. To answer your question about myself, that's still undecided. You know, as yet I don't have a contract at the club. Most of the players are all on contract, so they know their futures are safe and secure. The only people really that will leave the club in terms of players are players who have come to the end of their contracts and have the right to determine where their own futures lie. But none of these players will leave this club through me.
Lads, how do you feel about George Kerr staying on as manager next season? Would you like that? Lads, well done to you all. Many congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
So manager George Kerr and his Grimsby team absolutely delighted, and why not? They've achieved what they set out to do after a season of great endeavour. Meanwhile, for the other teams looking for promotion from the third division, things are still pretty tense. Yesterday, Sheffield Wednesday were beaten 1-0 at Exeter, Chesterfield beaten as well, 2-0 at Millwall. But Blackburn, the other team in the top 4 looking for promotion, they won away from home at Oxford 1-0. The situation now at the top of the table looks like this. Grimsby 60 points from 45 games, and they of course are promoted. Sheffield Wednesday stays second, 57 points from 45 games. Blackburn stay third, but they also now have 57 points, but from 44 games. And Chesterfield have 53 points, also from 44 games. So after a season of great endeavours in which the 24 teams in the third division play a total of 46 games, the whole thing now hinges on just 6 matches, and these are they. On Tuesday, next Tuesday, Chesterfield are away at Sheffield United, and that's an absolutely crucial game from Chesterfield's point of view. Blackburn are away as well at Bury. And next Saturday, May the 3rd, Blackburn are home to Bury, Chesterfield are home to Exeter, Grimsby home to Sheffield United, and that a game which could well see Grimsby becoming the third division champions, and Sheffield Wednesday are at home against Carlisle. And meanwhile, at the foot of the third division table, a good win yesterday for Hull City. 2-1 at home to fellow strugglers Brentford. Keith Edwards got one, and Paul Haig got the other Hull City goal. So things still pretty tight at the bottom of the third division. Here we see it, Wimbledon already relegated, 32 points from 45 games. Right above them they've got Bury, 35 points from 43 games, Mansfield 36 points from 45 games, and 3 teams on 38 points, Hull City, Blackpool and Southend. And just above them Brentford, 39 points. So, as I say, a really tight situation at the bottom of the table, and that really still to be resolved.